I decided, well, I went to look for a sprayer, and when I looked at the water hose and how it snapped off, I decided I was going to just try to push it back in, and I got it enough so that I can at least use it for a mist until I have time to shoot. And these are seeds from $1.25 tree. Used to be Dollar Tree. So, but seeds are seeds. And on my last video, you know, I struggled with my water hose. I picked it up and was about to use it, and it just snapped and broke. So what I'm about to do today is change this out, because I will not get rid of my water hose. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim. I am out this morning to do a video on how to do some seeding without using containers. I'm going to use plastic. I'm also going to do probably continue and do some potatoes. I'm going to plant some potatoes. I have some russet potatoes that has chitted and got the little stuff on it, and so they're just russet potatoes from the grocery store. But let me show you my potatoes that I have. Okay, these are potatoes from the grocery store. Before I left town, I was, of course, in my last video I explained that I was out of town for 2 weeks, and I just stuck these in a bag in my garage, and I forgot they were there until I went out in the garage and I could smell something funky. And it's because I had a couple of potatoes in the bag that had rotted. So I have 5 potatoes. Now what I can do with these potatoes, wherever I have the chitting, which is this right here, I can actually cut the potato and to plant more. So we'll see. I may do that. Typically when you do that, you want to wait for a couple of days to give the part that you cut a chance to kind of scab over or dry. I'm not going to do that. I think that what I'll do is I will cut it, and I may rub it with some dirt or maybe some sand or something to dry it a little bit, and I'm going to plant the potato. And when I do, I will not saturate my soil with water. I will wait until I see some growth, and then I'll start watering more. But anyway, I'm going to set these to the side over here where I have all these dried herbs that I didn't use that I'm just going to throw away. But so what I'm going to do now is the planting, as the sowing my seeds. As you can see here, I have a piece of plastic. Don't ask me what size it is. I don't know. I just cut a piece, and I think it's going to be long enough because I'm going to put it in here once I roll it. But anyway, so I have a piece of plastic. This plastic is called Panda plastic. It's probably about 6 mil. Yeah, around about 5 or 6 mil plastic. And as you can see, it's black on one side and it's white on the other side. This is so great to have in your garden area, especially if you're doing any type of hydroponics. That sun is killing me, so that's why I have on my shades. Especially if you're doing any type of hydroponics, this is really, really good. Because what I would do is that I did a lot of hydroponics last year, growing in white buckets. And if you're familiar with doing hydroponics, if the sunlight hits those white buckets, it will cause a lot of algae in your water, and you don't want that. So what I would do is that I would fill my buckets and I would wrap this plastic around it, typically with the dark side. I would wrap the buckets like this. So therefore the sunlight did not penetrate and I didn't get all of the algae. So these are really good. I even did it on the top. I made like little round discs and I would lay it on the top. So my buckets were really protected. I think I'm pretty sure I probably found this on Amazon somewhere. I think I was just looking for something and ran across it. So, and it came in a huge roll, so I have enough to last me for a while. So, once again, I cut a piece, and this is probably much longer than I need. Let's see. I'm gonna roll. Probably gonna roll like that. So, I can probably cut this piece in half and only use half of it and do two. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut it some. I'm gonna cut some of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a piece off, and because it's longer than what I need. And it doesn't matter which side you use to roll your soil. So let me position the camera down some more so that you all can really see what I'm doing on this table. Let's see here. Move this back. Push it down. All right. So, see, I've got my plastic. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put my soil on this side, right here, on the black side. Or maybe I'll do it on the white side so you all can really see. Do it like this. I have got, in this container, I have a peat moss and I have a perlite. That's all I'm using. Peat moss and perlite. I might, well, no, I'm not even going to do that. I was going to say I may go ahead and put a little bit of a garden tone in here just to fertilize it, but I'm not. The last time I did this, the first time I did this, I had extreme success with it. My seedlings, not seedlings, but my seeds germinated. I mean, within a couple of days, I had seedlings. So I'm just going to do it just like this. So I'm going to take my potting soil, my starting mix. Once again, this is just peat moss and perlite. I could have used cocoa coir or whatever, but I don't even think this is necessary. You just need some dirt. But because it's not going to clump up. So, and you see I'm just spreading this on the plastic. I'm going to try to get it as even as possible. Move some of this stuff. Y'all see I'm starting to junk up out here, but I'm going to get real serious with cleaning this mess up out here. Yeah. When it starts getting out of control and I can't see and I hear stuff and I start getting jumpy, it's time to clean. And another thing that's going to get cleaned around here is my garage. That's another story in itself. So I'm trying to keep it in on the plastic and try not to get too much on the table. So I'm just, and you don't have to put a whole lot, but it just depends on how much dirt you want your or soil or potting soil or starter mixed or whatever you want to call it. How much you want your plants to hold on to. Now, I suggest to new gardeners, when you go to the store to buy potting soil or starting mix is nothing but probably a peat moss or cocoa coir. Cocoa coir is the coir from the coconuts. I have that, but I'm choosing not to use it because cocoa coir is extremely expensive. And to just start my seeds, I don't need anything like that. I'll save that for probably use some cocoa coir when I start to fill up my my green stalks, which I have I have 3 green stalks waiting to be put together. I actually have 4. One I'm supposed to be sending back, but the longer it sits here, the more I'm thinking, well, you know what? Just keep it. You can always use a 4th one. So, as you can see, I have my soil. Here, so what I will probably do is, now that I have it laid out, is I will get my hose and I will just mist this. I don't have a bottle to mist it, a spray bottle out here. So I will get my my water hose and I'll just lightly mist it. So, because I think that will help it roll. And as you notice, I do not have it all the way to the edge. I will, once I roll it up, I will go ahead and put more soil in to top it off. But in the meantime, let me get my hose. You know how you can just feel that this is just one of them days where you just probably needed to just stay in bed, watch some TV, because you can just feel it in your bones. Well, I just went to pick up my water hose and the nozzle part just snapped off. It just snapped for no reason, just snapped off. So I had turned the water off. This is one of those mornings. But anyway, I'm going to pause the video for a minute and let me go. I'm not going to be defeated. I'm going to find me a spray bottle. I have one around here somewhere. Find a spray bottle because I just needed to really mist this. In the meantime, I guess I'll be online watering or finding another water hose. And I really, really, really like that hose. I will probably go ahead and get another one just like it. Yeah, some of it could be me, the way I abuse it, just throwing it around. So we'll see. Anyway, let me pause for a minute. Okay. I decided I went to look for a sprayer. And when I looked at the water hose and how it snapped off, I decided I was going to just try to push it back in. And I got it enough so that I can at least use it for a mist until I have time to. Oh, shoot. Yeah. I just have to hold it. Y'all see what I'm going through, right? I'm just going to hold it. I'm getting wet. Yeah. I'll just spray it enough to get this nice and wet. And let me go turn my water back off. Okay, I'm back. Telling you, I just feel it in my bones. This is just one of them days. But I'm not going to let it defeat me. I got a little wet. I will deal with my water hose later. I will not buy a new water hose. The hose is good. I will just buy an attachment to fix the water hose. I won't throw it away. Water hose costs too much money. So anyway, with that said, let me turn the camera back down. So y'all can see, move this out of the way. You see my plastic. So what I'm going to do is from this end, I am going to just roll. Let me press it down some. Should have my gloves on, but it's like I'm playing with fire today. I've already had one mishap. Let me put on my gloves. Be all I need is to get bit by a spider or something. These are the gloves that I got from Walmart. 50 cents a pair. And I love them. They fit. These are medium and they fit perfectly. Rubber on the inside. So I'm going to take this and I am just going to gently just start rolling it over. Rolling it over like I would do if I were making, I guess, cinnamon rolls or something. I'm just going to roll it and try to keep the dirt on the inside down here. Let me turn it around. Y'all can see me. I'm just going to loosely roll it. I have soil coming out on this end, but that's okay. See, I'm just rolling it. Oh, one thing that I did forget is a couple of, well, well, you know what? I don't have to use that. I can use what I have right here. Normally what I do is that, the first time I did this, I used rubber bands, but I'm going to push this up against here so that it doesn't unroll. And I am going to cut me some of the, what do you call this stuff? Twine. Cut me some twine. You can, the first one I did was smaller than this, and I was able to just use a rubber band, but this right here is larger. So I'm going to slide this under because I don't want to unroll it. I'm just going to slide this under and just tie it in a loosely fit knot, or you can do a bow. I'm going to do a bow on mine. Now that I've got that, I'm going to take this piece right here and set this on top. You can decide which end you want to be your top or your bottom. So right now I'm going to make this, let's see. Depends on what you want, what you're looking for. I think I may make this my top. No, I'm going to make this my bottom because this is wider, so it'll, you know what? It'll depend on how I set it in this cup. Okay. Okay. So I think that what I am going to do, I didn't do it before, but I'm going to do it this time. In the bottom of my cup, this is going to be new for me. This is just a 7-Eleven Big Gulp cup. I started keeping these as well. What I'm going to do with mine is I'm going to put a few rocks on the bottom. So therefore, when if my seedlings start growing and I keep them in here for a while, which I don't anticipate doing. This is longer than the one that I did before. I didn't do it this long the last time. It was probably half this size. But what I may do is put rocks in the bottom because it'll create like a little chamber down here. And then just in case, because these roots will get long, in case my roots start getting really long, they'll just fall down in here and I'll keep some little water in the bottom. So I'm going to go get a few little pieces of gravel. I have plenty of it. So let's. Okay, I'm back. Just to let you all know that what I'm doing here is this is not necessary. I'm just doing something different than I normally would do. So I'm just going to put rocks in the bottom, and I may even add just a little water down here. I'll have to get my water from the inside because oh, here's some in here. Put a little bit of water in there. And so what I will do is, because I'm going to make this my bottom. Make this my bottom. I'm just going to pack a little more soil in here. And technically, I really don't have to put any more soil in here because I don't think my roots are going to come down this far. And if they do, they're going to fall down inside of my little water reservoir. But I'm just putting this in there just because it's not necessary. I'm not trying to make this something that's hard to do. It's not. I'm just adding extra steps this time, which I didn't do the first time I did. The first time I just put my little soil in my little plastic. I didn't have this much plastic. And that was it. But I'm just being I'm being extra today just because. So on my top, now I do want to pack more soil on the top because this is where I am going to put my seeds. Now you have a choice when you do this. When you first roll your or lay your soil out, you can actually add your seeds then and then just roll them. But I choose not to do it that way. I choose to do it this way because I think I can control and see more where my seeds are. So I'm just packing this in, and then I want to make sure that I can see the separation in the plastic so I'll know where to place my seeds. That's there. Now this may seem like a lot more work than just putting them in a tray, but when I did this method before, I was so impressed that I thought, I'm going to do this again. And you can plant quite a few of seeds in here. I just want to make sure that I have plenty of soil for my seeds. Yeah, I'm telling you, that vacation didn't do me no good because I'm just like I'm a different person. Jumping in my garden, hearing stuff. I don't know. So, as you can see here, it's like a Tootsie Roll. That's the top. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set mine inside of my little cup here, and it's going to rest right on top of those rocks, on top of my gravel, if y'all can see that. And this is the top. Now that I've got this in here, now one thing you can do to keep this stable, I didn't do it, like I said, I didn't do it before because I didn't put it in a cup like this. But as I'm doing it, I'm making stuff up as I go. What I can do with this is I can actually take toothpicks to put in here to keep this stable, to keep it from moving around. Put me a couple of toothpicks, it's like that, keep it from moving around. And I think that's what I'll do. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to take my toothpicks and I'm just going to line it up, put my little toothpick in there, put one on that side, put one on that side. Pretty much, I probably really only need two, but I'm doing extra. I'm being extra today. And I'm putting 4. I'm going to put 4 little toothpicks in there. And when the seedlings pop and I start to get little, well, when the seeds start to germinate and I start to get seedlings, the roots will just grow around the toothpicks. So that's not going to be an issue. So now that I've got that done, I'm not going to put my gloves back on because I really want to feel this plastic in here. Okay. I want to see where I have separation of this plastic. But see, this is my little container. At the bottom, I have my little rocks. Up here, that's where we're going to put our seeds. I'm going to do some giant noble spinach. Giant noble spinach. And so, I'm just going to take my seeds. Those are my spinach seeds. I could direct sow these, but I'm not going to. Okay. Here we go. So you can see I am just pressing my little seeds right in between these grooves. This is kind of tight. Get down in there. Anyway, I have a little groove. I'm just putting my seeds in there. You see that? Put a couple more. And these are seeds from $1.25 tree. Used to be Dollar Tree. So, but seeds are seeds. And I'm just going to press these in. It's another little spot. And I'm kind of overseeding them because I want to make sure that I get some germination here. I don't know how old these seeds are. And then I can always thin this out. Later. So, see, I got quite a few seeds in here. And we are going to see together how this works. It should be fun. I think this is something to do with kids. I think this will be fun. Okay. So I think I have enough seeds in here. I'm just going to press them down just lightly. And I'm just going to take some soil and just lightly add soil on top. So I'm not pressing it in. I'm just going to lightly add some soil on top. Put my hand here to try to catch any soil from going into the bottom of my container. It's got a piece of hard piece on it. And voila. There we go. And the only thing I need to do is to water this in. But you all know my situation right now with that water hose. So what I'll do is I'm going to put this one to the side while I work on my second one. And I'm going to do the second one the same way. I'm not putting holes in the bottom of these cups because I don't want them to drain. I want there to be water in there, in the bottom. So, oops. I'm just going to pick it up so I can show you all. So this is it. We'll see. And once I get the other one done, I do believe that I'm just going to set these in my greenhouse and let them do their thing. So I'm pause the camera and I'll bring you all back after I have the second one completed. Okay, I'm back. I have another cup, cup ready. And you notice I didn't pay attention, but this one here, I rolled it where the white side is showing versus this one. So this is the same plastic. It's the Panda plastic. It's white on one side and black on the other. You choose which side you want to use. So I need to be careful because with my day, I don't want to knock that over. So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and seed. I decided I'm going to seed some Walla Walla onions. Here we go. Here's my top. Oh, let me pull that back some. I'm going to make sure y'all can see really well. I did a better job with this one as far as separating the rows so I can really see where I'm placing my seeds. I'm going to show you what I mean. The other one you could barely see the separated rows, but this one you can see them really well. See here? So I'll know I'm going to place my seeds down in these grooves. Now you can do, like I'm doing these white onions, but I mean, if you want, you can do a mixture of seeds, as long as you know what they are when you pull them out, or at least you'll know what they are when they start growing. So I'm probably placing too many in here, as I can see right here, but I can always thin them out when they start growing. I didn't really pay attention to how I was seeding these, but so when they start growing, I'll just thin them out. That's what I'll do. So I'm just gonna make sure I put plenty in here and mix them around. These seeds are black. See that? So yeah, I'm going to have a lot of thinning to do, but I just want to make sure that I get a good germination. I'm probably overdoing it. Okay, that's enough. So now that I have those in there, now I have a choice. I can either go ahead and put the soil on top, or I think you can probably, if you have vermiculite, you can just put a thin layer of vermiculite on top. I don't feel like going into the greenhouse to get any vermiculite, so I'm going to top mine off with some soil. It's going to be very loose. I'm not going to pack it in because I want my seedlings to be able to push through. So, and that's it. And just like the first one, I did use the toothpicks. I like that. Yeah, I did use the toothpicks to hold it, even though it's not going anywhere because it's got the gravel on the bottom, and I just put water in there. So I put the water in my watering can. Now I can just, now I also have a choice. I can pull them out and water so that I don't get a bunch of water in the bottom. So I can hold it and I can just water it like this. Just enough on top. And then I just set it back down. Make sure my toothpick's in there good. Do this one that way. Pick it up. Water it. And then I'm just going to set it back in here. And there we have it. Now I can take these in my greenhouse and set them on the shelf in the greenhouse, which is probably what I will do. It's going to get pretty warm in there, which is what I want. And I'm going to have to remember, because I can't write on my cups right now, but when this dries up, maybe I'll write on the containers the date, so we'll know how long it took for the seeds to germinate. But I'm excited to see what happens. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and get some, mix up some soil for my potato beds, and which will be the perlite, peat moss, perlite, some compost. I actually have some mushrooms that someone gave me. I stumbled upon a mushroom farm, and the lady took me in the front of the it was a storefront in which they had selling goods that they made from their mushrooms. And then the owner took me to the back and took me on a tour of the mushroom farm. Oh God, it was fascinating to go into those walk-in freezers or walk-ins to where they kept the mushrooms, I guess where they grew, and just it was something to be seen. So then she took me in the back and she had this big pile of all of these bags of, I guess, spent mushrooms, and she said that what she would normally do is that somebody would come by and pick them up, and that they used it in their gardens. They would mix it in the garden soil. So she gave me a few bags of it, and so I'll show it to you. Let me go get it. Okay, here it is. Of course, I've had it in my garage, so I had to just throw everything in the garage before I left town. I didn't want to leave it outside. I didn't make sure any critters didn't get to it. I didn't know. So this is like the spent mushroom. This is well, there was a tag on it that I could read, but oh, here it is. It's blue oyster mushrooms, and the name of the company is called Mushroom Street. Here, and I think it was. I don't remember. I think I might have been in Fort Worth or somewhere. Anyway, back to my potatoes. I've got several potatoes, like I said before, that I'm going to plant. I'm going to mix up my soil, and I am going to use some of the mushroom compost. The mushroom in my compost. So I will mix peat moss. I'll mix peat moss, perlite, some compost. I actually have some mushroom compost as well, and I'll mix some more of the mushroom in it. And I like to use what is it, Lowe's. It's got a lot of gnats in it. Glad I pulled it out of my garage. I like to use Lowe's Living Soil. It's an inexpensive soil, but by the time you amend it, it's a good soil, and you're not paying an arm and a leg. And a lot of times I will go and I'll get the broken bags, so I'm not spending as much. I'm spending half the price. So I'm not buying that designer compost, and my yield at the end of the summer, spring, winter, or whatever is really good. So I'm able to grow. I grew so many eggplants that I just literally had to pull the bush out because my stuff was just fruitful. So I don't use expensive soil. I just mix my own stuff, and there's no secret formula. Sometimes it's this way, sometimes it's that way. I don't have a secret formula. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and mix some soil up, and then I'll come back and then we'll plant some potatoes. I mixed up some soil. This is peat moss, perlite. I have some mushroom compost in here, and then once again I use the Living Soil, which is from Lowe's. It's their compost, organic compost. It's called Living Soil. No, Living Earth is what it's called. And so I just mixed all of this up, and it's very light and fluffy. Don't want anything too heavy. And I have filled my 2 7-gallon grow bags. I put about 2 inches or so of dirt in here of my soil. So now I am going to place my potatoes in. Now that I have my potatoes in the grow bags, as you can see, now I am going to go ahead and fill it. I'm not going to top mine off all the way. I mean, you can, but I'm not going to do that. So I thought I was recording before I topped off my bags. So what I did was I put about 2 more inches of soil on top of the potatoes, laid the potatoes in, put about 2 more inches of soil on top. I added some more bone meal and some of the plant tone. And I will just water them in just a little bit. I do not want my, okay, I'm going to go get my watering can. I'm going to water this in just a tiny bit because I don't want it to get too wet down in there. I don't want my potatoes that I cut to get too wet. I don't want them to sit there and just turn to mush. So I'm going to use my watering can because you know my water hose is on the brinks right now. So give me just a second. Okay, I'm back with my watering can, and I am just going to give it just a small amount of water, not too much, just a little. But I will tell you, I am missing Virginia Beach weather right now because it's hot here. Texas. And I'm told that next week we're supposed to be back up in like 98, almost 100. That's it. I'll let these sit until I see life. And once I see life, and once my potatoes start to sprout up to probably up to here, maybe just a little bit over this edge, then I will come back in and I will top this off so that my soil is all the way at the edge. Once I do that, then I will mulch it as well. Give it some mulch. And just wait, and it should take, I don't know, how long does potatoes take? 60 days? I guess 60 days, 90 days, however many. I just know that once all of the leaves have died off, then I know it's time to pull. Hey guys, on my last video, you know I struggled with my water hose. I picked it up and was about to use it, and it just snapped and broke. So what I'm about to do today is change this out because I will not get rid of my water hose. You know, water hoses are not cheap these days. It used to be you could buy one for $19.99 or whatever, but now you're going to spend $60, $70, $80, $100 or so on a water hose. And I really like this one. It's a 100-foot water hose. It's very flexible. So I purchased a kit. I could have gone to Home Depot or Lowe's or somewhere and purchased what I got to fix it, but I ordered it offline. Amazon, you know, that's our go-to. So what I picked up was a box of these fittings right here. This repair kit. It comes in the two pieces. You got the what's it? I think this is the female part, and then this is the male, and they screw into one another. But I only need the one side. I need this one because this will, I'm not sure what you call it, but this will fit down into here, and then I'll be able to screw my water hose on here. I mean, screw the attachment on like this. So, and it'll work for these. These I got right here. Clearance, Walmart, $6. So, in the meantime, what I'm going to use is my cutter. This is typically used for when you're cutting pipe, PVC pipe cutter. But I am going to use it on here, and I'm going to just take this and cut this piece off. I guess it'll come off. See? Just a nice clean cut. Try to get it as straight as possible. And then what I'll do is that I will insert this piece in here. No, you know what? What I'm going to do first. The kit also comes with this clamp. I forgot to show you this. Comes with this little clamp right here. So I'm going to put this clamp in here first, and I'm going to tighten mine up just a little. So you will need just your kit, your fittings, and a flathead screwdriver, because you'll be tightening your fitting right here. So I'm going to take that. This is much cheaper than buying a new hose. And I'm going to tighten it just enough so that it stays. Get away, fly. Stays on. This is what you do on your homestead. Save money. Don't throw those hoses away. Even if you have just a small piece of hose and you want to use it for something, they can be amended. They can be fixed. And I said I needed this one. And I am going to insert this. So I'm just going to push this all the way in as flush as possible. See that? It's as flush as possible. And then I am going to take this little piece right here. Let me loosen it some more so that it can fit around the neck. So I'm going to slide this. Okay, I need to loosen it just a little more. And the only reason I tightened it is because it was so loose I didn't want it just sliding all the way down. And so now I need to. So when you loosen it like this, it opens this up because this thing expands and contracts. So, and I paid for, I got three sets for, I think it was $9 or something on Amazon. I could have gone to one of the big box stores and just bought one, but I figured, should I have this issue again, I can always use it. All right, so now that I have my little attachment pushed down inside of my water hose, I'm going to put the clamp on, and now I am going to tighten the clamp. Once again, you'll just need your flathead screwdriver and your repair kit. And you want to make sure that when you are clamping this, that you have it, like I'm going to loosen this just a little more because I'm going to pull this up some more, because I want to make sure that I am clamping around that little piece that I stuck in here. So I want to make sure that this is being tightened. So I'm going to tighten this up. And you really want to tighten it good. It's tight. This screwdriver head that I'm using is kind of small, so it's one of the reasons I'm struggling with it, but it's the only one I could find out of the 1,000 screwdrivers that I have. Can never find one when you need it. One of my projects, when it cools down, will be to get in that garage and clean it out, organize, give me a tool kit where I can put all of my tools, because I do work with a lot of tools. So, see how I am tightening that little screw. I guess that's focused. And that should be good. So now you see the new attachment. Now I can attach my new water hose. I was looking online. I was about to buy a new sprayer like this, long-handled sprayer like this. And of course, the cost was, I don't remember how much, but probably at least $25 or so. But I just happened to go to Walmart and they had them on clearance for $6. So now that I've got that on here, I'm going to turn on the water to see if it works. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've got the water on. You see no leakage? There we go. So I'm back in business. No leakage. Working just fine. So there's a lesson in repairing your water hoses. And even if you have a water hose and you end up with a leak or a little hole or something here in the middle of your hose, we get those all the time. They also sell repair kits made just like these. They do not have this on them. And it's a two-way. So you will insert something like this on one side, and then you insert it in the other side, push them together, and then use the same clamps that came with this one right here. Use the same clamps to, I need to put my little washer in here. I got water coming out. Use the same clamps to tighten it up, and that will repair your water hose for you. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.